Hi, my name's Luke, and this is my wife Leisan, and we're a couple from the UK. And right now, I'm sat here in Central Florida in Lake County filming this video, explaining why we want to move to the US and why we're going to be moving to this particular location in 12 months' time.
We'll be talking about different things like why we decided to leave the UK, why we chose this place, and of course talking about all the useful things, different tips, recommendations, and mistakes that we're going to be making, I'm sure.
So if you want to see our progress, you know what to do, just stay tuned to the channel and we'll keep you updated.
On this channel, we'll be covering topics such as planning the move, getting a visa, starting a business, renting accommodation, and settling down in Florida.
And not everything's going to go right. There's going to be plenty of mistakes we're going to make, and I think it's important we share them to you. So we want to make this a genuine documentation of what goes right and what goes wrong. And hopefully, if you're planning on doing the same thing yourself, thinking of leaving the UK or Europe to move to the US, you'll get an idea of the challenges we face. Hopefully, you can learn from our successes and also learn from our mistakes as well.
And if you have any experience of things that we have done, please share in the comments so that everyone can learn from each other.
Like I said earlier, my name's Luke and I'm a data analyst and born and raised in Liverpool in the UK. And although life in the UK is relatively comfortable for me, I mean, we're certainly not rich by any standards, but we're also not like struggling like mad. I'm just finding it a little bit unfulfilling, and I'm just looking for that challenge that's going to ignite my passion and make me wake up every morning wanting to face life.
Well, I'm Leisan, and originally I'm from Russia, but I've been living in the UK for some time. And yeah, I do like living in the UK, especially for history and different places that we visit, but I look forward to moving to Florida.
Now, both of us are pretty much the same age, and we're at that stage where we're going to take that jump to make a meaningful life, because I think to us it feels like it's now or never. And we haven't got kids at the moment, so we haven't got too many commitments. The opportunity's there for us to do it, and we're never going to feel 100% ready to do this, but I think now's the right time for us to do this. I'm not saying if you've got kids you can't do this, because I know someone who's done it and they're doing absolutely fine, but it's just going to be a little bit easier to get ourselves settled here before we hit our mid to late 30s, and then we're really going to have to look about starting a family once we start getting a bit older. So I think the time is now. So, talking about why I want to move to Florida, first reason is the weather, and that's exactly why I've just got my sunglasses on, because the sun's starting to come in now. And it's just so much nicer weather here. I mean, this is the 1st of Jan. I'm just like in a light shirt. People are buying me in t-shirts, cycling, running. It's so much nicer. And of course, yeah, the summers can get a little bit hot, but I'll take them over the UK winters any day of the year.
Well, the weather, of course, also means there's great wildlife, so many birds, so many animals, squirrels running around here. I love that.
Yeah, you've probably seen a few squirrels in the background when we're talking on this video. And if you just look around here quickly, we're on a chain of lakes. Look at this lake that's in front of us. So yeah, it's just super beautiful, picturesque around here. And people are active, they're healthy, they're doing stuff, families are spending time together. And it's just like a really, really nice way of life to do stuff like this.
Well, I also think that there's lots of opportunities here. I know that this area is growing, it's developing, and it's been developing for several years now. And I feel like, well, obviously, look, you are starting a business, but having seen the place, I feel like even I could start a business because there's lots of opportunities.
Yeah, that's a big thing about, especially Florida, because each state has different tax laws and such. But Florida is quite business friendly, especially compared to the UK. Taxes are much lower, and there's more opportunity here to grow a business and get ahead if you're willing to put in the work and the efforts.
Well, another thing that I really like is that this area is close to the airport. So if we want to travel or invite our family to visit us here, I think it's going to be quite easy and convenient to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're about, 20 miles west of Orlando. We're at the moment in downtown Claremont, historic downtown. It's got that small town charm, but you get a couple of miles out, like even a mile out of town, you're in like a more modern world, and all the amenities are there at the same time. So you get best of both worlds, it feels. Okay, so one of the things to talk about is American culture and how it's compatible with me being a British person. And I don't think there's really any issue whatsoever. I mean, I've been here 3 times. Never had the slightest amount of trouble with Americans and British, no friction whatsoever. I felt very welcomed here, and it feels great. There's a lot of optimism here. People are super friendly and super nice. I mean, me being from like, let's say a Christian culture, Christian background, I suppose like my values and how I do things in terms of like what I've been brought up with is probably relatively aligned with what he is in the US, especially in the South. So like I feel right at home here with how things are.
It's quite an international place too. I see lots of tourists and obviously lots of people from different countries who have moved here. So for me, having lived in different countries, I feel like home here.
Yeah, it's same else to say like you have to be Christian to be here, and it's like no, not in the slightest. It's like the people seem very welcoming of anyone around here. But yeah, the people is the polite, the courteous, the friendly, and you know if you're respectful to them, they're respectful right back to you. Now, I understand moving out here is a big deal. There's lots to learn from, lots of mistakes to make. So I'm kind of lucky that my best friend has moved out here and done this journey already. He started in Ford Motor Company on the same day as me, and he left Ford Motor Company around in 2020 during the pandemic to actually move to Florida and start a new life with his wife and 3 kids. So if anyone's thinking you can't move, do this move with kids, well, he certainly has. But he went over, opened a pool business. Pool business is thriving. There's so much work out here for it. And quite honestly, I'm just going to be doing the same thing. And, you know, luckily for me, I can learn from his mistakes, just as you probably can learn from mine. And I can learn from his successes, as you can learn from my successes as well. And whilst I'm going to be starting off doing the same type of business as him, you know, from there, obviously we want to start making our own path and making our own changes there. But it's good to see someone who's essentially done the journey before us, who we can talk to, who we can get feedback from, and really just get a feel for what his real day-to-day life is actually being like compared to his lifestyle in the UK.
I believe that he will appear on this channel too.
I think he might too, yeah. Okay, so let's talk about the challenges ahead, because I've spoke about why I want to move to Florida, why we want to leave the UK, but doesn't mean it's going to be an easy journey, because there's so much we're leaving behind. There's an entire life, especially for me, spending my entire life there in the UK. And you know, you've made a good life for yourself there as well. We've made a home together. And to me, the hardest thing, especially, is going to be leaving my parents, who I'm super close to. They live 4 houses down from me, and I've never.
Literally and figuratively.
Well, figurative.
No, I mean you're close to them in terms of how communication, but also close in terms of how close you live.
Oh, okay, right.
That's what I mean.
I get that. Okay. Yeah. So moving away from them is going to be super tough. But it's call it something we have to do. Hopefully, once we set up here, we can invite people out and, you know, we can spend lots more time with them again out here. And then, of course, on top of that, there's the risks of setting up a business. It's going to be stressful. It's going to be hard work, much more work than I'm currently doing, because, you know, starting something new from the ground, get a business off the ground, it's not going to be an easy feat. And if I'm not careful, it could fall flat on its face. So managing this challenges of moving to a new country is also something that's going to be quite difficult to us. And I will be honest with you, like, part of me is super scared of doing this and super excited at the same time. I know I've got confidence issues doing this kind of stuff sometimes. So I'm very much trying to work on myself. But I know, like, if we take that risk, we will be better for us. Because that is the difference. It's going to probably separate us to a life of just, that'll do, to actually doing something really, really cool.
Why have we decided to move to the US now? I think this is the right time, mainly because we don't have kids yet. I understand that's a huge responsibility, and I honestly really admire our friends who've moved here with 3 kids. And we don't have kids yet, and I believe that we are at this age when we can start a business, experiment, try new things, and we don't have such a huge responsibility yet. So that is the main thing for me at this point, why this is a great time to move here.
Yeah, timing is everything. You're never going to feel 100% ready to do something like this. You're going to feel a little bit of resistance, but you have to take that jump. And right now we can do it. Like, do I exchange rate is, what my house is valued at, the entry requirement to get into the US on an E2 visa. It's all doable at the moment. We don't know in 2 years' time how things are going to change politically. There might, you know, be different barriers for entry. So we should take the opportunity while it's in front of us. So thank you all for watching, and I hope you're excited to take this journey alongside us, because we're definitely excited to take it. And if you want to see more of it, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button and bell notification icon, or hit us up in the comment section below if you want to know more details about things.
Bye!
Bye!